You know, he's yelling at the kid, "What do you want to do with your life?" He's like, "I want to rock." You know? And you're like, "Yeah." Hi, this is Eric von Ritzman,
And this is Knox.
and this is
Subterranean Spotlight, the home for entertainment, cool, odd, and weird.
Okay, today we're going to do protest music because that seems to be a very, very hot topic.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people posting it. I see a lot of it happening. I see a lot of protests happening.
Especially now.
You know, there's a lot of things to protest. You know, some social unrest, and that's
a lot.
that stems from early times. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to get down to original protest tunes, you know, you got things
Yankee
like
Doodle.
Yankee Doodle, yeah. Also, slavery songs.
Yes, that
Those
was
are
like original.
major spirituals
Yes.
and protest tunes.
Original protest.
And everything kind of came from that. Early American folk music, you know, from things like Lead Belly.
Yes.
I don't know if he was, yeah, I guess he was protesting.
In a
They
way.
all kind of delved into blues, but the blues got protest in it too, you know. A lot of things are protest without being protest, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like Little Richard. It's not necessarily protest music, but he was definitely protesting.
Yeah.
You know? He was definitely doing stuff out of the norm that I'm sure kind of freaked out a certain set of people.
Certain set.
You know? But
One way to
pushing
put it.
the envelope, man, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, everybody was kind of pushing it at one point in rock and roll, you know?
Yeah.
But even early on, we got, you know, John Denver. Of course, he did the, you know, he did Country Road, Take Me Home. What was it, the Mitchell Trio?
Yeah.
That was, he did the song about neighborhood Triple K, if you know what I mean.
Let's say that.
You know, but it's very, you know, tongue in cheek.
Mocking.
It's totally mockery of that sect of people.
Yeah.
Very, very big with the protest, and you know, John Denver also went to court with the PMRC and protested them along with Frank Zappa, Dee Snider,
Mm-hmm.
you know, who's on this list too, you know, and let's see, of course, the most famous though is probably Woody Guthrie. You know, he's got This Land Is Your Land, and he's got a few others that, you know, Tear the Fascists Down, you know, all you fascists bound to lose. You know, he's very against fascism. He had the sticker on his
As he should
on
be.
his, you know, his guitar. This machine kills fascists, and that's, you know, he kind of ignited the '60s protest. You know, and that kind of stemmed from there with the war. You know, there's a lot of the '60s was a decade of protest. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people marching. You had Buffalo Springfield. You know,
Yay.
they are definitely saying, you know, what's on everybody's mind. I guess, you know, nobody's right if everybody's wrong. You know, 1,000 people in the street, you know, singing songs, carrying signs. That's totally relevant now, and the sound itself is totally a reminiscent of the '60s, I believe. Like, if when you think of the '60s, it sounds like that kind of
Exactly.
song. What else we have? We have Simon and Garfunkel's "Sound of Silence," which came out in, I
Iconic.
believe, the same era.
Not surprised.
Like, that's Simon and Garfunkel was soft protest folk, beautiful, beautiful voices. Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel, and they just know how to write a good protest tune. Their harmonies are next to,
Beautiful.
you know, top tier, next level. And
So sorry I keep doing it. So sorry.
yeah, it's late over here. It's going on 9 o'clock, but we're having a great time. So then, of course, we have the Youngbloods Get Together, which is the same era, you know, which also Nirvana mocked in one of their protest tunes, I guess.
Everybody loving one another, right? right now. Like, no.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's meant to be snide. It's
Yeah.
meant to be
A protest
a
against that
snarky version, you know,
Yeah.
to say the protest of their protest, if you will, you
Yeah.
know, the punk rock protest. What else is from that era? Of course, the Beatles. We have Revolution, Give Peace a Chance. Imagine is one of the biggest,
Yes.
you know, from the Beat. Well, not from a Beatle, I should say. Not necessarily from all the Beatles, but you know, Imagine is one of the most known songs from a member of the Beatles of all time. And the words it says, still shocking to people. You know, like some people take it as a revelation. Some people don't like it at all. You know, but that's what happens. You know.
Yeah, when that kind of song gets out.
Right. I mean,
Two different kinds of people.
Say what you will about John Lennon, but the songs themselves were
Amazing.
like fantastic songs. I mean, Revolution. It's one of the best. You know.
Yeah.
It rocks hard. It says, you know, what it says. It says exactly what it means. And I feel like they were very optimistic, though. Very optimistic. Like, you know, other things that came out around that time. Black Sabbath's War Pigs was definitely a protest to the war back then,
Yeah.
you know. And it's weird for a band that started heavy metal to have a protest anthem, you know.
Right.
I mean,
But, like, you'd expect it, you know?
yeah, because that's, you know, pushing the limits, you know.
Heavy metal itself was a protest to music.
Right.
Like,
I
other
mean,
like
although
basic kinds of it.
I don't think they knew they were starting heavy metal,
No.
though. They were just,
Doing their own thing.
they knew they wanted to be a little darker,
Like, shocking. in
a little
way.
more heavy, you know, because they were doing blues before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, of course, back a little bit before that, though, we have, like, you know, still stuff like The Byrds, Turn, Turn, Turn. And
Very
they also
soft.
covered Bob Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man.
Yeah.
And Bob Dylan is just, like, another staple of folk and protest music.
Yeah.
I mean, he wrote songs for other people, not for other people, but other people covered his stuff, and it was just freaking great, you know? Like, even they took it to the next level, like Jimi Hendrix doing All Along the Watchtower, you know, when you hear his version, Jimmy made it his own, you know? He took the basic blueprints, the good idea, and added his dynamic to it, you know, and made it brilliant. See, other ones who are at the time, you know, The Who's My Generation, you know, that was a protest against, you know, out with the old, in with the new.
Right.
You know, I mean, every generation feels that way, you know. I'm sure your generation feels like there's these old fogies out there, you know.
No,
I mean,
not
a
really.
lot of y'all, you're like, oh, these old people don't know what the frick's up.
Some.
know.
Some.
Not everybody's me, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
But
you know
again-
kids that have parents that are total squares, you know,
Yeah.
that are just like,
Not entirely, though, because some of them, since we are, like, you know, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, that kind of person, it's not going to be like, you know, Gen X with the boomers, because boomers don't
see,
know
that's the
anything.
thing. We got two different generations.
Yeah.
I'm Gen X. She's, you know.
It becomes more the overlap between Gen Z and Gen Alpha.
Now, I do notice your generation stealing our style.
Hey, shut up.
Not stealing, but borrowing. Let's say that. In the same way, we borrowed, you know, from.
I'm totally
know.
not wearing Jenkos right now. I'm not
Like
wearing
she's
a
wearing,
box.
yes, right now she is wearing an original pair of Jenkos from the '90s that I got for her from a friend of mine.
Well, you are making me steal by giving them to me.
But
They're
and
cool, though.
she's actually wearing a shirt. I used to have the real original print of that shirt in high school, and I'd wear the same exact outfit. So yeah, but I think that's very cool, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
I just hit it again.
and like I said, we went to a little show the other night,
Hey,
and even they
that
had a
was
little
fun.
protest tune, you know.
Yeah, it was
They
about
had-
ice.
They had a song called F Ice, you
Yeah.
know, and I was like, okay.
They're so good, by the way. Shout out
It's
Social
funny.
Wave. They're amazing.
We were looking at them, and I'm sitting there with a 21 and up wristband, and none of the guys in the band had a 21 and up wristband.
No, we all had the little pink star one.
But that
under
that
21,
just
it's
shows
like-
how things can translate through generations.
They were like my age or something. And they were amazing.
Yeah, they were very good for
So good.
I was impressed, to say the least. What was their name?
Social Days.
Social Days. Yeah, we'll have a shout out to them.
They're so good. Man.
Sludge metal band out of St. Bernard, Louisiana.
Yeah. Can you call that sludge metal? It was really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. I mean, some of it was. A
Yeah.
lot of it was very slow. I thought, but I was very impressed.
Moderately slow. But yeah.
We want, because
Super cool. Based in Louisiana too. So like, wow.
And yeah, it just shows the protest is still alive.
Yeah.
With the young
Gets
young
passed
crowd.
And there's
Yeah.
always going to be stuff going on that needs to be protested. It's never going to stop.
Right. See, my
Unfortunately.
generation was more like, punk rock and, Dead Kennedys, stuff like that.
Still love that.
You know, you know, they are built on protest. A lot of the songs are just pure protest.
Basically the whole point.
Right. The whole point of Dead Kennedys is to protest.
Right. The name Dead Kennedys. Come on
And
now.
of course, Bad Religion. That's another one of my favorites.
I love Bad Religion.
They have plenty of protest, in their songs. They're not all protest. There's songs about life. They have songs about this and that, but they
Very
have a
insightful songs, I would say.
possibly the smartest, you've heard.
One of the smartest.
One of the smartest
yeah.
bands I've ever heard in my life.
Very the
And even he delves into folk music, too.
Cold as a Black.
Yeah, like Greg Graffin from Bad Religion has.
His folk album is so amazing.
It's very early American folk and songs with like origins unknown kind of stuff. Like nobody knows who wrote it, and I think that's
That's
great.
amazing, really.
Fantastic. And the band that he plays with on that is just immaculate. It's
Yeah.
like it really gives the feel of like a really old world recording without being one kind of. What else? Rage Against the Machine was, the 90s. A lot of
course.
protests with the Rodney King
Yeah.
riots. I remember seeing that on TV. I remember watching the protest go up in flames. That was real protest.
I never saw that. I saw the video, but I was never there for that.
Yeah. That was all over the news. And that spawned. I think bands from that area too.
We're like,
Were the Southern California punk bands,
Yeah.
and Rage Against the Machine, and they're all seeing, this happen in the 90s, and they're like,
oh no.
we're reverting back to the 1950s again.
Right.
Oh no.
Literally, like, oh,
Like, yeah,
No.
seeing that on television. I remember seeing that on television. And when those police got off, people went and flipped out, which is something we saw on TV not that long ago. A couple of years ago, saw the same thing happen. Which means we're not learning from our mistakes.
no. Well, some people are. We're not the ones in charge.
I mean, in that era too, you had like Ice-T with
Yeah,
Body
Cop
Count
Killer.
doing
Oh,
Cop
yeah.
Killer. Cop Killer is like, and Fight the Power, that was
Mm-hmm.
all in that era of like, just like racial tension. I mean, people are getting beat, and it's not cool. It's that nobody
well,
thought.
obviously.
It was just not a cool thing to happen, and people didn't think so. So they did what people do, when
Said
unjust
stuff
things
about
happen.
Did some.
A lot of people talk about it. Some people did something about it. All gave some gave all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. And other ones that was around, Cranberry Zombie, which isn't necessarily protest in our area, but a protest
Not in our area, but definitely protest.
in the Cranberries area,
Yeah.
It's about war, it's saying about bombs and, bombs in your head. And that's rough, I can only imagine what that was, 'cause that's not even our stuff, That's scary. And I don't know, in general, it's just a scary thing. Also, I mean, you see a lot of like Creedence Clearwater Revival is in like every movie about Vietnam.
No, literally.
You know, and
What's that one? Didn't we watch one with that? What was
yeah,
it?
probably Forrest Gump. That was.
That was in there?
Yeah. As soon as they showed the Vietnam, that's the first thing you hear. It's like I think Jimmy.
Oh yeah, wait, it was.
I'm
just thinking about it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was probably in like Platoon, Good Morning Vietnam somewhere. You know, there's for some
Every
reason
Vietnam movie ever.
Vietnam movies were big when I was growing up. For some reason, I don't know why. I'm not sure. I don't know if Rambo was or not. I never saw Rambo, but I think that was like a Vietnam. It might have been. I don't know.
I don't know.
There were different wars when I was growing up. We had the Gulf War.
Yeah.
And there was. I'm sure there was backlash to that too. Some kind of musically, made backlash. And we mentioned Dee Snider earlier, and he protested PMRC. He also wrote "We're not going to take it," which is like
Great
not
message.
only like
great message.
Not only a stadium anthem, but a great message in general, a youth message for all.
Definitely, even if you don't like the song, you can definitely appreciate the message.
I mean, songs of a generation. The '80s. That was one of the first songs I really remember from the '80s growing up. And it struck me seeing like the music video and stuff like that, and like seeing the makeup, and the outfits, and it was like freaking the parents out, and the dude falls out the window, all of that. And, he's yelling at the kid, "What do you want to do with your life?" And he's like, "I want to rock." And you're like, "Yeah, I want to rock too." Then you see him start spinning around, and he turns into Dee Snider. And starts marching around the house and knocks the parents out the window.
That's how it happens, guys. That was real. That really happened.
I mean, I love that. That's the ultimate protest.
Yeah.
Song of a generation. See, for me too, we all say things like Nirvana and Smells Like Teen Spirit. Nirvana is protest.
Yeah.
He's protesting the norms. He didn't like the norms, so he protested them. He didn't like macho dudes.
He didn't like general fashion.
He didn't like people that hate on people of a different color or
sexuality,
sexual
gender,
orientation,
anything,
or just being female.
Mm-hmm.
Simply, he said, "Don't buy our records and don't come to our concerts. You're not regarded from us."
Yeah.
And that's a bold statement for a band that was so big.
No, literally.
But I guess he saw people at his concerts that he got probably the same kind of people that bullied him are at his concert because they were considered flavor of the week when they came out. The biggest thing on radio.
Yeah.
Little did they know it was anthem of a generation.
No, literally.
I mean,
Nirvana will never die.
I feel like I knew it when I heard it. That was the first thing I
had heard. You can
heard
literally
from
tell.
Because I was young.
In that era, in that kind of music just coming out like that, you can just tell. Like this is a new start.
Because I was in the era, I grew up and glam metal was all over MTV. Bands like Warrant and White Snake and freaking ridiculous Cinderella, Trickster. I mean, that was Bon Jovi. Aerosmith's comeback.
We didn't
but seeing Nirvana was like,
new
what
shit.
is this? This is way
brand new,
different.
It's real cool.
Like for a young generation,
Parents didn't like it, so of course it was like, hey.
Yeah, I know. My parents were like, I don't know. Yeah.
Of course I don't know.
Well, my father was like, if it's not John, Paul, George, and Ringo, it's crap.
Well, I mean,
he's not totally wrong.
No.
But little did he know
it would
this
be
was the equivalent.
like the next.
Yeah, this was the next one.
Just for the other generation.
Right, and he didn't think he was too boomer to get it.
It's all right.
But
maybe it's not for him to get.
Rest in peace, Dad.
Yeah.
What else we got on this list? Anything else that we missed on here?
Awesomeness. Just
We got, hip hop, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We've mentioned a few of those. Public Enemy's Fight the Power, Ice-T. NWA was a big one because they had a song called F the Police. And that's bold, too. That's very,
Quite.
very, very bold.
And that kind of thing definitely targeted toward a certain audience.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing that, they'd be like,
Now,
like,
they told, they said they were going to get arrested if they play that song.
nah, who cares?
They thought about it and they did it anyway, Just as the same as, other people have, like people will play like if you see, I know we're talking about Nirvana, but on that video at the music awards, they told them they couldn't play a certain song.
Oh, and they did.
And they started out
Yeah.
playing that song and
Yeah.
then cut it before they cut the feed off.
Yeah.
Just to poke the bear a little bit, or like Jim Morrison back in the day with the Doors. They
Yeah.
told him, you couldn't say the words, "Girl, we couldn't get much higher."
Nobody is about to.
And
Why?
It was on Ed Sullivan's show, and he told him, "Oh, if you can't say that." So he said it anyway.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Because
He's like, why don't we just change the name of the band? He's like, why don't you change your name to George? He said in the movie or something like that. Why don't you just change your name to George?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Why? Because
It
if
just-
you're not pushing the envelope,
If you're not using the art for something that's meant to like shock
You-
people, be like, oh my god,
not
this is
you can't succumb to
what they want, to the censorship.
a washing of art as we know it.
Right. It's
Um,
your art. Nobody's about to tell you what you can
'cause
do with your art.
Humans make things,
And if we can't show it, then
Right. It's what are we living for? What are
If
we
it's
living for if we can't say what we want in a song
right. If it's even like,
or make a movie? I mean,
and half the time it's like really important and like relevant
I
things
mean-
that they can't say. It's like,
I mean,
why?
I'm sure there's protest movies too.
No, yeah.
Movies about protest. That'll be a whole nother video. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
We can get into that another time.
That's a whole but it's
I'm
it's
so
just
sorry.
it's just there's always a bunch of social unrest. There's always something happening. It never stops. Like it's always
It's never gonna be perfect.
no. It's never gonna be a utopian little society.
Maybe dystopian one day, but never.
Yeah, that just is what it is.
But it sure does make good music.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a million. Even thrash metal and stuff nowadays had pictures of depictions of political leaders with firearms at their head, kind of thing. Also, I mean, you got the Misfits Bullet,
Yes.
which is about JFK and his happening.
It's happening.
Yeah, his assassination.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a whole nother political deal.
Yeah.
That's a very. It's not. I mean, I don't know. Some of the lyrics are very protesty. Like,
it's Misfits,
it's
so.
the Misfits. It's punk rock. And there's some newer ones too out there doing some very good protest music. What was that girl's name we were talking about?
Oh.
Carsey Blanton, I think her
Something
name
like
was.
that.
Yeah,
I didn't remember her name.
She
but
is
she's
fantastic.
Amazing.
she is.
I didn't know about her until like maybe a week ago.
Yeah, saw her online, flipping through. And I was like, who is
She's
this
amazing.
girl? She's got a cool
She's real
look.
smart.
She's got a great lyrics, great protest.
A great way of putting things.
Right, very, very.
She does it very simply.
It's
in a way that,
simple
like,
but
a lot
very
of people can
clever.
understand, but it's
Super
like,
clever.
eh,
And clever is a big
like
part
a
of folk.
huge part of it.
I mean, like John Prine's flag decal.
Yeah.
Your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore.
Yeah.
That is super clever,
Very
and
snarky.
very funny at the
Yeah.
same time. Like it'll make you laugh, but the
It's like-
chorus is like, whoa, whoa.
You go from like to
Oh, hey,
Yay.
hey, saying stuff,
hey, bro.
saying some things and saying some stuff. stuff, you know. But that's what protest is all about, saying some things and saying some stuff.
Literally the whole point.
We were watching an episode of The Simpsons earlier where Lisa Simpson did a little protest song. Yeah. I was like, oh man, that'd be worth a mention on here, you know.
I didn't hate it, by the way. The melody of it was actually really nice.
Yeah, it's a good little. And it was using what it was mocking the Grinch. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey. This song was good.
Right, and that was a good little tune. If you're a Simpsons fan of any, I'm sure you can
feel like a lot of people
you can go find it.
Yeah.
And like today's folk though, we gotta hand it to the big man, you know, on YouTube, Jesse Wells. Jesse Wells
oh my God.
He is blowing up over the past year.
Huge now.
Makes songs in the woods with his acoustic guitar and harmonica.
And you know he's still humble about it.
Very humble
much
person.
Like
very nice person.
Yes.
Like
he's so humble. Like, dude, there's
very understanding.
In the interview that one time, do you see yourself as a political figure? Like, what? No.
No, he writes songs. He writes the news. You know?
Yeah, basically.
And you know, I'm sure on both sides there's people that love him and there's people that hate him.
Yep, he needs like bodyguards or something.
But to me, I think he deserves #1 mention on here right now.
Absolutely,
because
he's like the biggest thing right now.
He's blown up.
So honest about everything.
Like I've seen him go
so
from the woods to Jimmy Kimmel,
right,
to Joe Rogan's podcast,
and it's amazing,
to Stephen Colbert, to be nominated for 4 Grammys,
and have it be that kind of person making that kind of music,
right, and
to be that big,
somebody that humble to come out is
it's amazing.
It's very rare.
And very
like the last time I saw this,
Nirvana,
you know, was Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Somebody that honest and rare to come out in music
and be so humble about it.
Now, for me, I am a huge Nirvana fan, like bigger than most people. I'm sure I know pretty much every song they have, and I have read extensively on the band and the members and all about, you know, everything about them pretty much. And I don't say it lightly, but I was like, Jesse Wells may be the next Kurt Cobain.
Might as well be.
I know it's a bold statement, but I don't say that unless I mean it. Yeah. You go check him out. He does a mean Nirvana cover.
Yeah, he does. Oh my God.
Also does like Black Sabbath covers, Radiohead. I mean,
there's
Bob
always
Seger, Bob Dylan. Yeah. He's up there with Joan Baez.
There's always
right now.
You reminded me of Weird Al's cover of the Rage Against the Machine song.
Oh yeah, even Weird Al. The world has gotten so bad, I guess, that
even Weird
Al is up there singing Rage Against the Machine. No parody. I'm sure y'all have seen the meme. Up there singing it with the real lyrics.
Y'all have gone and done it.
Y'all made Al snap. The world made Al snap. But why? Because Al's a good person and he knows the difference between right and wrong. But yeah, I think even he's got his own protest, you know.
Honestly, I feel like his whole thing is protest.
He's protesting serious music.
Yeah.
You know?
Because most of his stuff is like parodies.
Yeah, parodies and like tongue-in-cheek style parody, you know.
And just like, he really just he does his own thing. He really just does his own thing.
He is the king of parody.
And he's so weird. Literally.
Plus he's the only person that could hit the Billboard charts and have a polka song on his album.
No, yeah.
You know?
But it's amazing.
No, his band is amazing. You know,
yeah.
It's totally amazing because that's the same band he's been having since the band started in like the early '80s. So these dudes have been playing together for almost 50 years.
Right.
I mean, they were making stuff when I was just born. Now I heard Weird Al when I was like, what, 7?
I just
6 or
remember
7?
you like.
No. Actually, I heard Weird Al before that because I had seen Eat It on MTV when I was like 5 or so, 4 or 5, I think.
I just remember Weird Al from you showing me and bro.
Of course, I had to raise you on Weird Al Yankovic.
We loved it.
I mean, I loved it as a kid. I knew y'all were gonna love it. Kids love Weird Al.
Of course.
But
I remember watching his video for Surgeon, or whatever, like a surgeon.
I mean, yeah, that was so long ago now.
Yeah. Still one of my favorites though.
But you grew up, you grew up with your own protest too. The way you dressed is protest.
You can say that.
I mean, even stuff like the aesthetics at that time, punk aesthetics, at the time were like way out. That's protest in itself. The way Madonna looked, protest.
She was amazing looking. I loved her outfits. They were crazy, but she
had punk rock touches all up in that outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if we forgot somebody that you like, or you want us to cover somebody that let us know. We also do movies. We do odd TV. If you got something to throw at us, definitely give it to us.
Put it in the comments, please.
Put it in
we
the
are
comments.
Literally so open to comments.
Yeah, we are open to comments. We're gonna read them.
Don't be shy. We will always read the comments.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we should have mentioned, there's newer bands that are very protesty. The Oozes have a song, DBSAC. I can't say the real word because it's, I swear. But it's about grape culture. And it's about just screwed up men. Really go listen to it. I can't really explain too much. Nirvana had a song similar to that.
Yep.
Yes. And there's also...
we didn't mention System of a Down.
No, we didn't. No.
System of a Down is another protest-ridden band. Not ridden, but
I mean,
chock full of protest.
Yeah.
They
Prison
have
Song?
Come
on now.
Yeah. The Prison Song is like...
Deer Dance?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Any of it really is going to be... Not all of it, but they have a lot of protest and a lot of punk rock in there. Dare I say, they have a lot of dead Kennedys in their veins.
Oh, oh my God, yeah. Especially with the way Serge uses his
I heard
voice
that right off when I heard System of a Down. I was like, this reminds me of the Dead Kennedys.
Yeah.
Like, my friend Justin had it in his truck, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, this is,
Dead Kennedys-y.
I didn't even want to listen to System at first because they were lumped in with
New metal,
and I wasn't a huge fan.
No.
I was not a Limp Bizkit or Korn fan, so I was like,
New metal.
And
only
then I
two
actually
exceptions, Deftones and System.
I gave them a shot. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give them a shot. I was like, wow, this is
They're
actually
great.
really good. It was actually way more clever and quirky and fun and political. And I was like, all right, because I was a punk rock fan,
Yeah.
and the political shit got me right away. I was like, oh, the delivery is very zany and manic,
it's
like Dead
really
Kennedys.
catching.
Right, it's like...
And what he says in the song
it throws it out there really hard, But
it's fun to listen to. Like, what?
Yeah, it's all... I mean, rock and roll itself is, it's against the man, you know? And even, like Creed said that song, you get in trouble with the man. Watch what you say, you get in trouble with the man.
Yeah.
It's like... It's a scary world out there, and we should be careful. But if we have anything you want us to cover, put it in the comments. I think it's the end of our video. You can like, subscribe, hit the bell,
Stay updated.
Stay up late. Do what you do. Have fun in life.
Yeah.
And this is Subterranean Spotlight, and we'll see you next time.
All right.